Hello, everyone. Good evening. Um, I thank you all for tuning in. I'm not going to be long at all, but as I see things that are being brought to my attention and victims coming in telling me about things that they have been through after they have been to report the incidents to authorities, I get on here and I try to educate you. So today is another one of my special education tips that I would like to give to you. And I'm just going to talk about what constitutes as sexual exploitation. There have been several cases, six to be exact, of people, of victims who came to me and said, this incident occurred and I was the victim of a sexual assault, but that comes in there where the clarity is supposed to be brought to them by someone in the law enforcement field to tell them if this was a crime or not. And it's just unbelievable of the circumstances that I've heard from these different victims of what occurred and how it was handled. So, me, I need to come on and make sure that you know your rights so that you can make sure that you're taken care of, because it's incidents like this when you know that a crime has been committed against you and no one takes you serious. Yeah, so I just want to come on and talk about the situation. What made me do this today is because at the end of the month, the first thing that happens, the first of the month of December, is that I get another victim who is distraught, uncontrollable, blaming herself, trying to understand why is it not a crime when she did not give consent, did not give consent. Ladies, I need you to understand. And I am not talking about all of these victims were not under the age of 16. One of them was under the age of 16. And I do not know why someone would tell them that it was not a crime when most of you saw today I posted an article that is from the Attorney General's office about them arresting 4 men who was sexually exploiting young children. You do not have to be a child to be sexually exploited. Let's get that first out the way. You can be sexually exploited in any age. And, I wouldn't say that it was only just this last incident that made me come forward, but it was the shame, the hurt, the second victimization of this person being done by people who should know better. People who are there, who's supposed to be there for victims, and they're not. And for any law enforcement agency to tell you, well, you shouldn't have been drinking. You shouldn't have drunk out of a cup that you didn't know of. You should know better than that. That's not what they came there to you for. They came there to be helped. They came to you in order to get necessary resources for them being victimized. If someone comes to, or if you are a victim, of sexual exploitation, you have the right to press charges. If you did not give consent, I don't care if you went there willingly, you sat down and you picked up a cup and you drunk, and you felt bad afterwards and you looked at it and you said, I shouldn't have taken that drink. Stop it. This is not on you. You are a victim. Someone took advantage of you. And that was their purpose when they brought you there. So don't go on with blaming yourself. Don't let anyone else blame you either. If you did not give consent, that person raped you. If that person raped you and then you start asking questions like, what happened? Why was my private part hurt? Where was my underwear? How did I get here? If you do not know the answers to some of those questions, you have been victimized. And you have the right to report it. So, I'm going to go over a few things of sexual exploitation, so it will make sure that you understand your rights and understand what is sexual exploitation. And in order to do that, I'm going to need to get these readers and put them on. So stand by for a second. Okay. So, acts of sexual exploitation and abuse. Sexual assault. That's the first one. Sexual assault. If someone sexually assaulted you, if you said no and someone forced you, that is a sexual assault. Okay? Understand that. This next one, in brief, it says demanding sex in any content or making sex a condition of helping you. Let me break that one down a little bit for you. They're demanding that, say you want to model, like some of the positions have been out there already that says if you want to model, answer this call, and then once you get there and they pick you and they're like, well, if you really want this job, you'll do this. You said no, but after a few drinks, you wake up the next day and you see that something has happened. But you remember saying no, and it's something that you would not have done if you would have drunk water. I'm not saying you drank alcohol. You drank some water and you woke up and you saw that something sexually had happened to you. And then the person says, well, you had to get that done in order to be a part in the show. Now you got your part. The next one, forcing a person to engage in prostitution or pornography. 4 of the cases that I worked last week and one that was just known to me this week. The person was forced to have sex. Not only forced to have sex, but the sexual event was videoed. Now the person is saying, if you tell anyone, I will show this video. Sexual exploitation all day long. You did not consent to that sexual engagement, and now someone is telling you, if you tell on me, I will show the video that I took. Not only that, they also went as far to show you a clip of the video of them raping you. Sexual exploitation. And there's another terminology that we use called sextortion. That too is a crime. So I don't care any way that you look at it, it is a crime. And for different law enforcement divisions to be telling victims that this is not a crime, it is. The next one, unwanted touching in a sexual nature. Just like we heard at the beginning of all of this well, I'm not going to even go and say the E word because I have postpartum from uh, uh, t- uh, PTSD from that already. But election, someone grabbing you in your private part, someone grabbing you when you didn't ask them to, touching you on your butt, that's sexual assault. And it is a crime. The next one is refusing to use practice, um, safe practice of sex in consensual. That one is talking about if you decided to and you decided not to because the person said they do not have a condom. You have a right to say no. And if that person from that point on decide to force themselves on you, it is a crime. It is a sexual assault. It is rape. So, with those things that I've laid out today, if you find that you are a victim of any of these sexual assault encounters, it is a crime and you have the right to report it. If there's someone or any law enforcement division who told you that it is not a crime because you shouldn't have went there, now you have learned a lesson. This is a hard pill to swallow, but it was your fault and you should not have gone over there. The words that I want to say right now, but I will not, because this is an educational video at this time. Please, please get help. Do not allow anyone to silence your voice. Do not allow anyone to make you feel like you are the cause for this happening to you. Sexual exploitation in the African American community happens so many times, so often, and it's being done by people who look like us. And it's being done over and over again by the same person because everyone is refusing to talk because this person knows so many people. If you're a victim, I urge you today to come forward. Tell on that person, give the information that you have, because I'm sure you're not the only one. So I tell you, I just needed to let women know. I mean, this happened to women. The age range from what I've been dealing with the past 2 months have been from 37 to 17. So, if you are a victim, please seek help. If you are a victim and you need direction and resources, I have those resources for you. You can inbox me and we can get you directed to the right people, because you do have rights. And sexual exploitation is a crime. I would like to thank you all for your time this evening, and if there's any other questions or any information that I did not go over, please inbox us and we'll be glad to go over it for you. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening.